Hey guys, so it comes to the end of the course now, and the final thing that I want to talk about is just getting the right trading tools and the right broker for the job. If you're taking this business seriously, which you should do, because if you take it seriously, then that's when the rewards will come. But do you know, any business, any profession, you've got to have the right trading tools. You don't see a dentist trying to drill your teeth with a Black and Decker. You don't see a builder trying to put up a wall with a scalpel. You know what I mean. You've got to have the right tools for the job, and then you can forget about them. The point is, if you make the right choice now, get the right broker, get the right tools, whatever tools you need, and then forget about it. Because guys, this game is hard enough as it is. If you want to make profits at this game, you want to have some consistency, you want to put some money in a trading account, you've got to be able to focus 100% on making the right trading decisions. Getting distracted by issues with the broker or execution or problems with any kind of problems like that are just things you don't need. So just get rid of them. Get rid of them and choose the right thing from the start. So let's talk about choosing the right broker. Reputation. You've got to go with a broker that's got a good reputation. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, don't just go around looking at reviews on forums and stuff, because people tend to blame their broker for their losses, and ultimately they're to blame. What I mean by reputation is finding someone who is backed, who has got a good security behind them. Someone who is listed on an exchange. Most of the brokers have reasonably tight spreads. Nowadays the competition's just gone down, and has been so high, should I say, that the spreads have gone down, and they're really, really tight across most instruments. Major indices and currency pairs are all going to have really good tight spreads. And you want a broker that's got a reasonable market range. If you've got a trading plan and you're sticking to it, and you've decided, listen, I'm going to pick these guys because they have the instrument that I want. The spread's reasonable. They've got good security. They're backed by a big firm. They've got a good reputation. They've been in the business a long time. Actually, I forgot about the longevity. It's important to have someone who's been in the business a long time. Even if it's the umbrella company who's been in the business a long time of managing risk, because then they've got the technology, they've got the understanding of clients, they've got the understanding of market risk and making sure that they're not going to do something crazy. So anyway, going back to your market range, I don't recommend just dipping and diving from different market to different asset. However, it's nice to have a bit of a range, because if you're trading the currencies and then you recognize that there's a bit of an opportunity coming up in the DAX, and then you plan for it and then trade it, then without having to open a new account, you can move over and start trading. Or, what also I like to do is trade a few different strategies. Some commodity strategies, some currency strategies, some indice strategies. And then if you've got the same broker, you can do that. Now, I do recommend having a couple of brokers as a redundancy. Things happen, brokers go down, there are problems. If you've got another one open already with a bit of funds in, then at least you can go over. What I'll do is I'll chuck a link below the brokers that I think are good, and you can check them out for yourself. So platforms, the platforms, generally speaking, again, are all pretty good. They're actually quite good now. They've got good charts in there. They've got good information. They've got good, nice user interfaces. One thing I would say from a trading perspective is just be careful about having P&L up on your screen or having numbers flashing. You want to not be encouraged to overtrade. So if you can, minimize all the references to money. You've taken your risk on the trade. You've decided what you're going to do and what you're going to risk and where your profit target is and all that kind of thing. You don't need reminding on a tick-by-tick basis while your P&L is fluctuating, how your account balance is fluctuating, what the actual trade is fluctuating by. Get rid of that. That doesn't do you any favors at all. So other good must-haves are charts. Now, most of these guys I've mentioned and most of the big players out there have good charts in them. They are good enough for what most people need. You can upgrade, and if you really have a specific strategy that requires perhaps a bit more in-depth charting, maybe you've got a spread strategy, you want to start plotting spreads, or there's something specific you want, then you're probably going to have to pay a monthly fee for it. And you're going to have to go out there and have something like eSignal, which is quite expensive, or TradingView.com, quite good. Again, that's reasonably priced because the actual You can get quite a lot for free from that. That's tradingview.com. Market Delta, if you want to really drill down into each chart, each candle, should I say. And you can go on and on. You know, there's loads of good ones out there. But generally speaking, I think most people find a strategy, stick with the one that's in the platform, and then if you find you want to do something different, you go out there and you seek a charting platform that that accommodates the strategy that you're employing. So anyway, access to economic calendar and company schedule. Most of these guys have it in there again. Go into your platform, just check it out. Make sure they've got a list of what's coming up in the week. You can cross-check it on NASDAQ.com. You can cross-check it on finviz.com, and they'll give you company calendars and economic calendars. You want to know when interest rates are coming out. You want to know when non-farm payrolls are coming out. You want to know when all these kind of news releases are coming out so that you're prepared for them. You don't want to be in a trade, a heavy trade, perhaps if you're day trading. You don't want to be in a trade over some serious news announcement, because you're just ultimately giving risk away and losing control of the risk. News flow. Thing about news flow is most things, again, will have a reasonable amount of news. If you want to be trading from news immediately, you're going to have to pay for a premium feed or a premium squawk feed. However, do you know what? That edge has diminished dramatically. Predicting where the market's going to go from news is a tricky thing. The economists who are far cleverer than me at understanding the impact of news on the economy get it wrong. I prefer to wait. Let me see what the price action is. Look at it on my raw chart. I'll worry about what the news is later. Then at the end of the day, if the market's tanking, it's obviously bad news, or it's been perceived as bad news. Two different things there. And I'll trade based on that. I'll either wait for a trend to form and get involved on it, or if there's a quick scalp opportunity, I'll do it there. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to read the news with my eyes and go, that's bearish, and hit the sell button. I think that game is hasn't got much of an edge. So you're probably fine with everything in the platform for that. Books. Plenty of books to look at. There's 3 that I really recommend. One is not even a trading book at all, but it's so good for understanding your mentality. It's called the Chimp Paradox. It was recommended to me not very long ago, actually, but it's actually come into really one of my top 5 books. It is all about understanding how your human nature behavior is, or the chimp inside you, as opposed to the logical aspect of you. And it really is good to understanding how you behave as a trader, and more importantly, how the crowd behaves, so you can take advantage of them from a trading perspective. So that's really good. You've got the classics like Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. That's a great book as well. More of a story about Jesse Livermore and how he went through his trading career. Another story one which is really good is Pitbull by Marty Schwartz. Really good story book as well about traders. So those are my kind of 3 best ones. One is a mindset book, not related to trading, but very much by far the best book in terms of psychology that I've ever read. And then you've got the other 2, which are story books. And I think you get more from those because people tend to sell stories. It's not so much strategy of you should do this, but just seeing how different successful traders went through their career. And obviously Reminiscence of a Stock Operator is a classic. Loads of little great snippets and quotes to live by if you're a trader. And then the final thing is handy tools, stock screeners and alerts. If you've got a specific strategy where you want to start screening stocks, you need to be using a screener. There's a free one out there called finviz.com, and that will allow you to screen through your stocks for whatever characteristics you want. And then there's also different things out there for alerts and what have you. Although a lot of those alerts now, if you want alerts, you can put them in the platform, so you don't have to sit in front of the screen. So if this level's broken, I want to be involved, I want to come to the screen, send me an alert, and then I'll come back to the screen. So that's the kind of things, the tools that you need. Obviously it's not an extensive list, and obviously I've just touched on it because we could be here for a long time talking about it. But the main one is the broker. Pick the right broker for the job and then forget about it, because a good broker will stand you in good stead if you pick wisely. And if you're unsure of your broker now, just switch. Try the other one out. I'd say put the link below to a couple that I think are good. Try them out and see what you think. You're not committed to them. You can try out and pick one that really fits your strategy, and then you go, right, I've got that done. That's my good broker. I'm now solid. My tools are right. Focus 100% on getting the right trading decisions, making those correct trading decisions, and profiting. So that's the end of the course, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took away a few tips, 1 or 2 tips, a few nuggets of info that can help you become a better trader. And good trading. Keep the risk managed. Take care.